Yeah, because especially I seen when you had the ital, the T, the rejuvenation of the regeneration, rejuvenation of the body. You know what I mean? That's a lot going. The exercise. You know what I mean? That's a lot going on.
It's a lot going
The
on. And
podcast.
yeah, and then the private, intimate performance. And what's cool about that is it'll it'll give them a chance to really go deep into like their authenticity.
Right,
Because
because
if you have an audience of 30 or 40, 50 people, you want to stick to what you know. You don't you might not take the risks that you will if you're like, oh, you know what, I'm at the content creation house, we only have maybe 10, 15 people here, I'm going to try this and just see how it goes,
right, right.
that you wouldn't try if you had a large audience.
Mm.
um, so and
I,
then
I agree with that too. You know,
yeah,
most people will probably get down to business knowing they got 10 to 15 people and go right into what they know.
yeah, and so you
You
give
know, what's
up.
solid.
Yeah, and it's going to be like a ultra authentic um, showcase of what they can do. And let's try something different, and maybe what they try will become like their signature thing.
It can be.
Hmm.
And then I might even think about, and this may be even better for us in the long run without even utilizing all this. We might be better off piggybacking off what they're putting out on their promo and tagging their commenters. What I mean by that is people who are commenting, hey, if you're in San Diego, we're going to be having Flow Dojo Magical Media class bash up. If you want to come through for some good exercise, eating, and some tea and some good conversation, we're available.
Perfect.
I sent a couple of people that I know that follow me on YouTube. I sent them the link.
Uh,
Whether they watch it or not, I don't know, but I did send them a link and like, hey man, I'm venturing into exercise now, so if you guys want to get in, let me know. So no, I didn't push it hard, just a quick link. If they hit it, they hit it. They don't, they don't. But I just want to let them know this is what I'm venturing into. So if you rocking with me, let's rock.
that's perfect. That's all you have to say is that you're getting into the exercise space. We don't even have to go into details about how like the whole practice.
Uh, Not immediately, but let's put this on a burner,
Uh huh.
right? Magical Media comes to Arizona.
Fire.
No, for real,
Fire.
right? Right. So now what we're doing is we're accumulating that social proof. You know what I mean? Because I'm verifiable, you're verifiable. We're in a verifiable environment. This is talking about the South Bay Dub Cup if they allowed you to do it out front. You know what I mean? To where even it's just 30 first 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just the
Right.
first
When
45
people are
minutes.
just kind of warming up the evening.
Exactly. Exactly. When they're in there, they getting shit together, I can be tapping the badge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the simple stuff. You don't gotta bring out the roar.
No.
You know what I mean? You can
Nope.
bring out
Um,
the ropes.
a duffel bag worth of stuff is all we need.
That's what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And
Battle
so
ropes,
therefore,
boxing, and maybe a jump rope.
maybe there you go. Boxing. We'll call it. We can call that the 7 minute workout,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now for real, start off with the jump rope, 2 minutes, right? Punch in the bag, 2 minutes, 2 minutes,
Yeah.
and then end it with some jumping jacks. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
And we can, hey man, it's a quick workout. You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
and we have to build up the narrative. This is something that you can do every morning before work to get your mind active and your body ready for the day.
Right.
We don't want much of your time. We just want you to have enough to say that if you desire more, the opportunity's there. We just trying to get you started.
Yeah, and those people that do that 7 minute workout, then when they go inside, they're gonna be like, they're gonna be so much more pumped and yeah, exactly. And
Exactly.
they want that's what we want. We want people to be pumped up and moving around. Like they'll overcome their stagnation.
And that I'm glad you used that word, and that's the perfect word. They'll overcome their stagnation mentally, not by physically exercising, but by mentally seeing someone actually in the exercise of it, which is powerful, and more powerful if they know me,
Definitely.
if they know you.
Yeah. And then and then they see us, like, then later we go in and they see how we're moving and they're like, how they doing that? And it's like, because we have our practices, because we put in, we do our practices that we give you a sneak peek of right out there, but you can move just like us. You just have to do that. Like, start doing that 10 minutes a day and you'll be doing this.
Exactly.
And also at the Dub Judah, do you remember when at first, like, you were stepping, but then you turned it up?
Right.
And remember in the very beginning of our talks, we were talking about the difference between straight rhythms and swing rhythms.
Okay, I remember.
Yeah, and so when anyone goes from just like that straight up, like the normal steppers that you see all the time from here, but then you go to like there where it's much more effort.
Right.
But this is the even distribution of force that we spoke about, but then it's boom, boom, boom. The uneven distribution of force, which is the swing rhythm. And so that is what you experience when you actually put in more energy, and kind of just like, I just describe it as like turning it up.
Good. I got you.
Okay.
I understand perfectly.
Perfect. Right. And did you notice how, like, you're all of a sudden you go from, like, you're working. When you do turn up, like, you're working physically much harder.
Indeed.
But the music becomes more intense and more like, how to describe it? I don't know, you become more like one
enhanced.
with enhanced. That's the word.
Enhanced.
So the music becomes more enhanced the harder that you're working physically, and it's you slowly kind of just your stamina runs out because you're working so hard. But if you just get a taste of, like, even just one song, 4 or 5 minutes of that, you're like, wow, my experience just got amplified. And that's how we want everyone to be at those shows. We want everyone bouncing and jumping like that.
Exactly.
And that's what they want also. So I don't think there'll be a problem with us, setting up almost like a vendor, just setting up out front.
It would be a vendor. It'd be just more an exercise ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if we take the approach as a vendor, we could. Let's see, it goes into some other things that I wouldn't want to step on other people's toes, because now we got iCal Scoop and now we got the tea. We have a blended package right then and there. Right? But you got other people selling food and you got other people selling drinks. And I don't want to be on their toes in that way.
Right.
But that will go all in hand. Exercise, eat, drink.
Yeah, and then when people say, "Oh, you're a vendor, what are you vending? Like, what's your thing?" I was like, "Oh, well, we're here giving you a free sample of the Artist Intensive."
Health and wellness.
Health and wellness artist intensive. Then we can then give the pitch.
Right.
But that's really what we're vending, what we're selling is our full day artist intensive. And we'll have plenty to talk about.
Indeed.
Okay.
I'm thinking real heavy on that now, because I didn't realize these are just ideas just spawning. My wife has told me on numerous occasions years ago, she said, "You're a muse." And just in the last month or so, about 5 different people told me that. So I'm starting to accept it.
Muse, yeah. What? How would you define a muse?
Having viable and vibrant ideas that can be worked and explored and accomplished.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, that fits.
So, and I fit all those different things through consultations, because I'm an active listener as well as that I manifest different or generate different ideas to be able to manifest roadways or pathways, neurological roadways and pathways for one to not only vision through the third eye, but also develop the appropriate vocabulary to bring the elements in to help mold, sculpture, and see.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the basis of my work.
Yeah, and it's and I mean we're seeing it live and in time right now.
Right. So
And when yeah, I mean that's just I told you I describe you to people as the now is kind of like he's kind of like the reggae Rick Rubin.
man, and you know what? I'm accepting that.
Yeah, because
I appreciate that. I accept that.
and just be. I mean, I like your description as the muse as well, because
You got to record it, so that's great.
yeah, I got to record it. Because I mean, artistic people have their own personal struggles
True.
that they need help navigating.
I get that.
And they don't really want to see a therapist or someone that's like a trained psychologist. They think that might not work for them, but it takes a certain type of person for to help kind of to help a artistic person kind of trust and feel comfortable with.
Right.
And I think a lot of the artists that you have worked with, you're not trying to influence them in any way. Like you're not trying to like really, or you're not trying to like persuade them to do something. It's more of just letting them do what they feel is best.
Right.
Yeah, and that iron sharpens iron is actually from Proverbs.
Yeah, man.
And the line after that, it says, so a man sharpens the countenance of his friend. So we're a bit sharp, and the countenance is like your attitude. And that's why the exchange is just, that's how we want to be.
Yeah, the countenance is having that glory, that grace upon you. So, like when you walk up, you've already been anointed.
Nice.
So this is what gives people like, there's something about you. I just don't know what it is. But I do. It's my anointment. It's my daily sharpening my knife with you or countless of other people to keep the mind sharp, right?
Yeah.
And if you're doing it with people who are positive, spiritual, and moving in a direction to where they want to be human in this wicked world, you're able to succeed.
Amen.
That's why mental and physical life. So even in business, right? You know what I mean? We have to continue to sharpen one another. We have to lift each other's countenance. This is what's going to give us our ambition. This is what's going to give our motivation. This is what's going to get people to actually look at us and to be able to see within what's coming out. And that's the people we want there in the beginning to say, I was there when I had the gut feeling.
Yeah. To be a part of it. Yeah.
It's the gut feeling.
Yeah.
People are only going to be with you as far as they can go if they have that gut feeling. That's the instinct. That's the intuition. That's your first brain, believe it or not. That's why we need to eat healthy. That's why we need exercise. You know what I mean? If the energy in the stomach is stagnated, if the energy in the stomach is not moving because we're eating and becoming slothful, the mind suffers. The spirit becomes bewildered.
That's why the small, intimate, private performance at the end of the day, how does it differ from all their other performances? Because of overcoming the intensive, right? They did the workout. Even a podcast can be grueling if you do it for 3 hours. And so they're working all of extra hard, but they overcame it, and through that, like friction or that effort will come a new life that hopefully shows through in their performance.
True.
Right. And again, one workout can spark a lifetime of movement. Yeah, and you just, because you realize maybe what you've been missing, and you're like, wow, I never thought about it this way. And again, what's the value on that? Right.
Money is the exchange of what Brian does on a daily basis, sitting here, wrecking his mind, learning different things, trying different workouts, videotaping and giving people a method, a methodology. Prior to even coming to the course, I'm giving you a methodology of how you should be running on beat, on tempo to increase and enhance your stamina, your endurance, right? Mm-hmm. So the value, the intrinsic value someone is receiving is the discipline that you give yourself on a daily basis to say, I know this work because it's worked for me. I know this work because it's worked for Tony. I know this work because Lionel said he wants to be an ambassador. I know this work because Maura Imagine is back with me every week talking about how are we going to build this program to be a worldwide, international, recognized entity of exercise changing or transitioning the way one sees fitness.
Yeah, and
because I think like the world right now, we're getting into a time right now where the real resume is going to be our conversation.
Yeah.
Right? If I want to go work with Flow Dojo, how is he relating to his team? What kind of conversation do they have with the team? Is it a directive or is it a collective? It's a difference.
Yeah.
Even in the
yeah, and it just feels like we're moving from strategic assessments. Art of War Chapter 1. Yeah, we've made our strategic assessments. We see what we have. We kind of see what we're up against, and now we're moving to laying plans.
Exactly.
And now we're setting it up because we know what we need to know, and now it's time to be.
Understand.
Like no time was wasted. It was just being strategic and careful and calculated.
Well, every move was a calculated step.
Yeah, and even today, like I guess just a brief rundown was we got the World Beat Center event.
Right.
Let's put some focus on that. You making the trip to Arizona, I got a place to do the workout, and I have a place for you to stay. And then I'll try to pull those clips that I do have, and then begin on that video.
Cool.
And even that, those are three major parts to the plan to keep it moving to go international.
There you go. International.
I think it's nothing is out of the realms of possibility with this.
Not at all.
Even the biggest fitness influencers you can find on Instagram, they're not on tempo, they're not on time.
Not on tempo, not on time. Right about that.
The athletic side of things, like I wouldn't be able to run 26 miles if I wasn't doing it on tempo and on time. That's the only thing that makes it possible for me.
Well, hey, shit. That's podcast. That's conversation.
Yeah, so then it's like if you want to bring athletes in as well. I have some MMA fighter friends that I want to introduce to the system. And because reaching out to some local MMA gyms and saying, hey, we usually work with artists, but we're now looking to work with martial artists.
Perfect.
And do you want to give it a shot? And what are they paying? Thing to throw out there. Like again, I'm gonna try to stay focused. But you could. It's just you can see how easy it is to get off track because there's
so much.
There's so much. And
so much.
But that's all. It's not going anywhere. There's so much that's still it's there. We can pull from it when we need it, But for the most part, let's focus on the World Beat Center, focus on the April South Bay show, focus on getting the video together, and you just keep telling your folks that you're getting into fitness.